Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? That's what you're wondering. Well, we've just left the workshop and we're going to head up to Inya, which is a long way up in the hills above Paphos. That is for sure. It's way even after Cathecus. So sit back and relax. We're off on our travels. We're going to join the main highway from Limassol to Paphos, and we're going to drop into Paphos. We're going to cut through Anavargos and start our ascent up towards Tasada. So an interesting drive, and for those of you who've sat alongside me before, you've been with me before. So here we go. And the weather today is not too bad, you know. As you look out the window there, the sky, it's a bit cloudy, but there's a bit of blueness coming back, and that mist that we had the other day has now receded and gone back to Israel. So we're going to let Viking Ronnie live another day, that's for sure. Let's go and check with the Breakfast Club and see who's sitting on those sofas today. I'm pretty sure that the number one superstar, Dayman, she's in the house, and sitting of course next to her is the star known as Anna Star, the greatest lawyer in downtown Poland, who of course is in charge of all the legalities on the little channel known as Maruka and me. Sitting on their arms, well, two Ronnies, Viking Ronnie on the left with a nice cup of coffee and a bit of Melbourne toast, and of course on the right, the one and only superstar known as Superintendent Ronnie Miller, and he's got a nice cup of tea and a rich tea biscuit, that's for sure, and he's moseying on down in Scotland and probably planning his next vacation to downtown Paphos. So quite busy on the highway. I know if your name's Dizzy Blonde, you're thinking, what the hell is he on about? But this, for Cyprus, Paphos in particular, is quite busy. Look, there's even a delivery lorry on the road slowing us down. And I warn you now, by the way, wherever you are in Paphos driving around, there are 4 brand new speed vans, and they're pretty much unmarked, and obviously they're mobile vans. They can be absolutely anywhere, and they are waiting for you. And the moment that you think you're a little bit clever and put your foot down to overtake something or whatever, the moment you go over that speed limit by around about 12%, you're in big trouble. And it's instant. There we go. So as I say to everyone, if you're on the highway, drive around about 90-95 and you won't get yourself into any trouble. And if you're on the inner roads in and around Paphos, stick to around about 60 kilometers and you'll be all right. So if you see a 50, if you 60, 65, you're okay. It's only when you start to venture over the 70, so over 70, that you're going to find yourself in big trouble. And they're even getting naughtier, by the way, because as we start to descend on the highway here down into Paphos, it goes from 100 kilometers to 80 kilometers to 65 kilometers to 50 kilometers. And I'm pretty sure you understand where they're sitting. Yes, they're sitting just inside that 50, and they're hoping to catch you at around about, well, 100 they're hoping for, but probably around about 80 kilometers as you hit the 50. So as we drop down, we're going to observe the speed limit and slowly take the foot off and let the car cruise. Because as I say to everyone, I'm like one of these speed awareness programs now, isn't it? You're not going to get there any faster. There's always traffic, there's cats, there's dogs, there's zebra crossing, there's traffic lights, and of course there's the boys in blue. So take your time, conserve your fuel, conserve your brakes, and conserve your sanity. Because if you're late, there you go, there's one of them parked up as predicted. There he is, hiding. See, there he is on the left hand side, and he was dreaming of catching us, but luckily for us, we are abiding by the speed limit, that's for sure. But like I say, often the other day they were down here, and you're going to understand in a second as I explain it again to you. We're going to drop to 80, that's the sign there. So we're going to drop down just to 90, just in case one of his partners in crime is around that next corner. We understand in the UK they do this all the time. Then it drops to 65, as you can see, hiding behind the bush. So we're going to drop down to about 75, and now it's going to drop to 50. So this is where they're planning on getting you, that's for sure. So let's get it down. There we are, down to 64, 65 kilometers an hour, down to 60, so we're okay. Because the other day, that little Gumbaru was parked up right there on the left-hand side. And I'm pretty sure that he made an absolute fortune for the government. But of course, one of these days, someone's going to come along with a rubber mallet by the name of Lord Jeremy or Lord Simon and start malleting the living daylights out of his rear windows, aren't they? That's for sure. Right, we're going to go straight, and and come out in Anabargus. This is the Limassol roundabout, if you're curious to know. Just over there on the left hand side down there is the Alpha Mega supermarket, as the sign says, down to the town centre. And then you've got Paphos, which of course is where all the hotels are, and the promenade and the harbour is 6 kilometres if you just keep going straight. But like I say, we're going to go straight over the roundabout and go through the area known as Anabargus, and then we're going to filter up and we're going to head up towards Masoi. And as you can see again, absolute chaos, gridlock. Traffic lights again are slowing us down on our travels. Good kiosk here, by the way, if you need anything. It's a very, very good kiosk if you're coming off the Limassol roundabout. Often I pop there on my way home because I live on the other side of the Limassol roundabout up in Armu. So if you've watched me descending and ascending back up and down on previous videos. So if you watch the videos with Mr. Paul driving around, slowly but surely, you will get to learn your way around and you will familiarise yourself with some of the local landmarks. On the right hand side there is the main electricity offices. That's that dark, dreary, gloomy, ultra modern building. It's a place you don't want to go into, honestly, because electricity prices in Cyprus, to be honest, are very, very expensive. I think it's the second most expensive place in Europe. Holland is first, and then I think it's Cyprus. But of course, if you add that into perspective, the wages or the salaries in Holland, isn't it? I think everyone earns, I don't know, 3, 4, 5,000 euros in Holland, whereas in Cyprus most people only earn 1,000 or 2,000 euros. So the electricity is very, very expensive indeed. If you're curious to know, on our humble house, our electricity bill is around about 150 euros a month. Our internet bill is about 50 euros a month, and our internet is not very good, to be honest. Not trying to insult anyone. Our water bill on a monthly basis is about 20 euros. Goes up in the summer, obviously. And what else have we got? Well, our rates bill, if you're wondering what our rates bill, council tax, poll tax, some people still call it, don't they? Well, for the year, it's about 165 euros. Yes, that's for the year. And as you've heard mentioned in previous videos, the rubbish collection service is absolutely fantastic. In fact, they'll take dead bodies, anything you want, they'll take away, no questions asked. And around Easter and Christmas time, when you want to give them a tip, you have to run after them rather than them harass you like they do in the UK, shall we say. Anyway, if your name is Lady so sweet Caroline, please get your bottom on a memory foam pillow, and just before you do, pour a tot or two for the man known as Lord Nigel Pickens, because as you can see, well, there's a lot of potholes on this road. This is possibly one of the most uncomfortable roads in the whole of Paphos. Doesn't matter how slow you drive, and it doesn't matter what car you're driving. I'm in a Mercedes S-Class, and it cannot smooth out this surface. It's like driving around in downtown Botswana. In fact, I think downtown Botswana has got better roads. So that's the next place to book the holiday with TUI, I think, or Jet TUI if your name's Dayman. I bet that app's counting it down for you, isn't it, Dayman? I bet it is. What is it, 23, 24 days to go? And you'll be dancing in downtown paradise, that's for sure. Now, big shout out to some of the people who understand and keep this channel afloat. If you want to know how you do it, you click through to our About page, and there's a little icon called Buy Me a Coffee. Hit it once or twice. Very, very much appreciated. And we'll put your money into the tank and continue to drive around and make these videos especially for you. So big shout out to some of those people. Dayman, thank you very much. Gwyneth Walker from Welshpool, thank you very much. Nick and Kath from up in South Yorkshire, thank you very, very much. Nigel, Debbie, Princess Maya from Stockton in Yorkshire again, thank you very, very much. My new Gumbaru, Bobo the dog, all the way from the Peak District, thank you very, very much. So big shout out to your owner, Mr. Sean. Hopefully he doesn't notice that you zapped his credit card. And a big hello to Miss Dawn. And Miss Dawn, if you're wondering about the weather, well, it's a little bit grey in the sky. The sea is pretty blue today, by the way. I'm dressed head to toe in blue. But anyway, you're more concerned about the weather, aren't you? So if your name is Miss Dawn, you've got a husband called Mr. Sean, you've got a cat called Miss Daisy, and a dog called Bobo. The temperature today is about 20 degrees. So, you know, third week of April, it's not too bad. But they are forecasting next week that it's going to ramp up 24, 25, 26. So keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully Miss Anasta's coming to town next week, and a few other superstars. So hopefully the weather is going to start to hot up to cook them that little bit, that's for sure. So where are we now? Well, we're coming out at the top of Masoi Avenue, the big road with the big shops, if you understand me. That's running parallel to us on the left hand side, and we're going to come out here by Trimark Motors, which is a used car dealer, and it also dibbles and dabbles in Citroens and Opels and those kind of things. This is the Anavargos roundabout, as I call it, at the top of Masoi, and we are going to take a right, and we're going to head up towards Messahoya. We're going to come to a crossroads where you could go left for Tremathusa and Tala and the big monastery. You could go right into, I think it's Messahoya is how you say it. Lots of expats live out that way, and locals as well, obviously. But we're going to go straight at this crossroads, and we're going to head up towards Tasada. So that's that mountain in front of us. That's where we're going. And when we get to the top there, we will be around about 2,000 meters above sea level. So in the wintry time, you can actually get a bit of the white stuff, a bit of snow, and settle on the ground. And if you are living up there, you understand that you do need some kind of heating, like a nice log burner or something like that. Are we going to get through these lights? Well, we're not going to boot it, because you never know. Just up over there is a big lay-by, and again, one of those little naughty, sneaky, policey boys could be sitting there. Anyway, we got through. Miss Andrea, see, I haven't been through a red light, well, all day, to be honest. All day I've not been through a red light. I've been a really, really good boy today. So we're starting our ascent up towards Tasada. So I'm going to say thanks for watching, and if you do like what you see, why not click the like, come back for a little bit more of my madness, because we're going to keep on going, and eventually we're going to end up in India. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you very, very soon.